really matter.
Look, it's so...
Wait, I want my kiss from Ozzie, please.
Oh, from Ozzie.
No.
Okay.
Step a minute.
Oh, I'm not too good at this with a beat, you
Come on,
know.
just softly.
Softly.
Oh, yes!
He's even given me... So we thought we'd do, firstly, you know, we wanted to say welcome back, and it was so wonderful of you to come back and do our show with such a massive production.
Can I tell you, I have been so genuinely excited to be back here as part of Hey, It's Saturday! And I'd also like to thank the crew, because I know the crew worked really hard to kind of make that massive cake.
It's your Nikki Trow, the assistant choreographer, does a lot of your stuff, and you've got your special Australian dancers with you. Which
we commandeered all the lovely folk.
25, there are.
They're easy on the eye.
Yeah, and thanks for blowing our budget too, Miss Minogue. I mean, we're going to have to take 4 months off now to pay for that.
Well, we were doing that anyway, actually. Okay. But look, it's wonderful to have you back, and because you know we play a little bit of early footage, and I don't know how much you remember of those early years because so much has happened in your life since '87 and '88 when you're the Neighbours thing.
Yeah.
Where and one little clip I was looking at one little clip and it was I think you were talking about the fact that you. On Neighbours, went along to Molly's house with Jason.
Yes.
Or he was Scott, wasn't he? In the,
yes, it was Scott and Charlene.
And Scott and Charlene were after a record, or Scott thought he might get a record deal.
Yeah.
But it turned out that Molly gave it to Charlene.
That's correct.
And then, in real life, you suddenly
recorded the locomotion here. In Melbourne.
And then 14 million records later, suddenly it then expanded, and it's kept expanding ever since. And someone in the audience had this. I had the CD, but someone in the audience had the vinyl version.
It's an old-fashioned thing, folks. It's called vinyl. Well, kids. Called vinyl.
Yes, it's not a licorice pizza as some kids, little kids might think. I'll just put that down here because you're very gracious. Before I ask you any questions, the audience have written down some questions I would like to ask you. But you are a veritable industry with, there's not just one sent out. You've put one out for blokes now too, haven't you?
Yes, yeah.
And there's about 8 in all. This one is pink sparkling, which you have said, why don't you give one of these each to the audience? So the audience are getting one of these. Most of the time it's eaten up by the audience, whatever. But it has to happen because
it's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Firstly, before we get to these ones from the audience, obviously you're really happy about Danny and
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And little Ethan. Have you seen little Ethan?
I have cuddled him and gazed at him adoringly, and he's a little marvel.
Yeah. Is he saying Kylie yet?
Probably,
or auntie?
Quietly.
Yes.
And were you feeling just a little bit clucky?
Just a little bit.
Right. I'm in that business.
Well, Ozzie you had a question, didn't you? Ozzie had a question which I'll read out for him because he said, Kylie, when you told me you'd been on the show, I thought of you and I dancing together again, and I thought, my goodness, have you? You have danced with Kylie?
No, but I've thought about it.
So, the audience have gotten all these questions. What is your most embarrassing moment captured on camera, apart from now? Was there any?
I have two.
Oh, you do?
How long do I have to describe these?
Oh, as long as you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
The show's yours.
Okay, I'll try. I was in Belgium many years ago, and I was